Hello and welcome back to part 7 of An Old Man Plays Masquerada, in which an old man plays Masquerada.
And as I guessed, the Judge Master has no wishes to act. Not yet.
Well, he'll have to keep waiting, won't he? We don't have any leads.
What about the golden canvas?
The portiere have searched it already. Nothing.
And my brother's work? Is there anything we can follow up on?
Nothing that hasn't already been checked out. We still don't know why he was creating Fae, but unfortunately, I don't know if we'll ever find out now.
It's true. Razatov's death has staunched the flow of the investigation. All the answers in his mind, now lost.
But that can't be it. There has to be more to this.
Just a day ago, you had a gaze that could turn your victims to stone.
Well, some lessons can be learnt in a day.
It's late. We should get some rest.
What about our next step?
We'll convene tomorrow morning. Hopefully we'll have more ideas then.
So we ended last session with that. It seemed like it was wise to... his family abandons him, they use his lover, now he's lost his brother, and has to grapple with the burden of being different alone, yet he carries on. How? Because he has to? Just quickly checking if there's anything else going on. Yeah, there's a few things downstairs. Let's go do that before we start triggering any scene endings.
You're supposed to be resting.
I don't get it.
What?
Razatov was in search of the artifacts. Artifacts that turned the Dimenticate into Mascherines.
So?
They... How do they fit into all this? Why was Razatov creating them? What do they have to do with the artifacts?
Armadea.
We're missing something, Cicero, and if I could just...
Armadea! It's been a long day.
We're so close to... something. I can feel it. Teetering on the precipice of change.
Rather dramatic.
I was just thinking the same
like 5
thing.
years ago, when I thought Cyrus would... You're right. It's been a long day. I'll finish up here soon and go to bed.
Armadea.
I promise. Good night, Cicero.
Should you need me.
Thank you.
Good night, Mariner.
Raz?
She told me about her father. Said she knew how it felt to lose someone close.
Too common an experience in this city.
She might be a little rigid, but she isn't half as bad as I'd first thought. Neither is Vasco, actually. People have always said us Ombrians hide behind masks and facades. But perhaps not all masks are worn to hide dark secrets.
Go to bed, Calvin. It's late.
No.
Rather bad shape.
He has been rather quiet. Oh, Cicero.
Yes?
Cicero!
Is this something I should be hearing? Vasco was telling me about what happened to the golden canvas. I'd been wondering what all the ruckus was about.
You and your family got out safely, though?
Barely. Livia and Damien have gone to bed. They're not used to such excitement. But enough about our escape. I heard you weren't so lucky.
No, I wasn't.
What happened in there, Cicero?
Nothing, then. I'm just tired.
Then you should be heading to bed now.
No more than any of you.
You're right. Just one more drink then, and I'll be off.
The darker road.
You understand what you've been
yourself against? Not just yourself, but those who travel with you.
I've got points to spend? I do have points to spend. Probably I should spend them. I don't really intend to change stance very often. I can upgrade my healing balls. Yeah, we have to start a new... so he's got healing boils, he's got something that taunts enemies, conjure a flood. Sure, let's conjure a flood. Also done. What have we got here? 10 base damage, expire after 4 hits. Upgrading some abilities here. Thought we should do that before we get on. Again, yep. There's an illusion which I... Chancellor's press air, channel passes through an enemy, takes 15 damage. Because there's a force field that sucks in enemies. Sure. That's everybody. Yeah, we're all upgraded now in time for whatever happens here.
I'm sorry.
So presumably we're going to do a dumb thing. Awesome. Okay, so we just know the 2% mass charge or movement speed one. Plus 15 damage, 30% proc chance, whatever proc is. Oh. We won't change anything. And I guess I got a new... I don't think it's one of mine though. So I assume we're sneaking off. Yep. We're sneaking off because...
Going out for a short ride, alright? Nothing to make a fuss over.
Because we're silly.
Who's there? You heard that, didn't you? I'm not crazy. No, let's go. All right. Where have you been hiding?
You are here for a reason, Cicero. Is it insanity for the gull to veer from the storm front?
A new ink. So it's Jennifer Hale, female Commander Shepard, doing the voice acting there.
The lady has plans for you.
May as well lay a carpet out while you're at it.
Some of the areas in the map seem very small in terms of what you actually
Here we go.
find layout-wise.
Oh, great. Hold your ground! Not too bad. Now, alright, bad, but manageable. As long as... Oh, come on. Oh. Watch your flanks!
Important to stay out of the... When you see that zone of their attack coming up, stay out of the way of it.
Are you following me? Ah, the quiet types, I see. Well, I look forward to some deep conversation then. Come on, let's go.
Yeah, I mean, some of these maps, that's just one room, you know? Seem very small.
Either of you happen to know a way across? Well, aren't you the unpredictable one? Here they come!
Okay, so that's glowing, and that's glowing. And you can't cross that. Okay. Or that. I don't know. Or that. That appears to still be a dead end. Is anything back here? I think so. Nope. Oh, okay. Teleports you somewhere else. I assume that turned off a barrier somewhere. Not this one, however. Okay. I trust that that means that we dealt with whatever that was. So that's back. Okay. Well, let's try this one. Puzzles. Who doesn't love a puzzle? I'm not the world's biggest fan, but... Alright, well, we got those two dealt with. Let's try this one then. Okay, that's back to the beginning. Alright. So, we're back to the beginning. Let's try... Okay. So, it's not directly left. Alright, okay, these are all the same place. And then forwards... takes us here. Which has that and that. Have we tried going through this one? I think we have. So let's try over here. Okay, there you go. Yep, that's new. Okay, well, let's try. Right, so that's back to the beginning. Brings us here, which is blue, but a different blue. And that brings us here. But I think we've been this way, haven't we? Oh, that's just back to the beginning. I'm probably being thick here. Let's just try running forwards twice in a row. Oh, okay. Well, that seems different. Yeah. No? No. What does it want me to do? Okay. Well, that was different. But it didn't seem to want to let me do anything. There. Yeah, and I can't. Can't get past that. No, new thing. This mostly, I mean, it's quite possible I'm missing some theme or clue that I'm supposed to pick up on, but it does seem fairly random right now. My apologies, the neighbour's dog is... You know, somebody's probably having the audacity to walk in the road, and the neighbour's dog is barking. So if you can hear, that's what that's about. Okay, skill point awarded. And I think we go... Oh, there you go. We've discovered a new engraving. I don't really know how I worked that out, but apparently I worked that out.
Just in time, Cicero.
What are you? Lucia! Better have an explanation for this.
Well, we got some skill ups, so I guess we'll go find a new power to skill up. Damage all in the path. Ice Shackle pulls the target in. Ice Spike to enemies. Sure, Tidal Wall. come back to the other guys later because they're not here.
This is it then? Well, I suppose it was nice knowing you two. Huh. Ages.
Beautiful, isn't it?
You just tried to kill me.
No. I knew you'd survive. I just wanted to show you how powerful they were. And now you've seen. I promise there's no ambush this time. Just you and me.
I hope you've prepared your answers.
In Ombric, we'd call it Barati. They were once one of the Domesticate's many weapons. These were carriers of Mascherines, built to use them to fight, expand their empire.
How?
They use Mascherines without fear of salting. They might not use the Medea very well, but untamed fire will still burn.
They were effective?
The Domesticate Empire spanned the entire continent. Altamir, Evamus, Lystra, everything.
Forming the Dactytes, getting the artifacts, fishing up ancient weapons. Why?
What this city needs is a proper leader.
What are you planning?
Simor's crown is too volatile to juggle, and too large to overthrow. There is only one other avenue.
You want to topple the registry?
Yes. Once the crown sees the power we wield, believe me, they will submit. And if they don't...
Are you listening to yourself? The streets will run with blood if you...
A necessary price.
For what?
Another cataclysm. Another is coming, Cicero. The lady has foreseen it. And the city will not survive it unless it stands united.
Again, the lady. Why do you keep...
She led me to this. This is the heart. One piece to creating Mascherines.
How?
She is Fae.
Faye. They are mindless.
You know that's not
They
true.
used to be Domesticati.
Impossible.
Don't tell me you don't see it. When Mascherines are destroyed, what is left behind?
Mists.
Yes! Mascherines, Domesticati, Fae. All things of this land. All with secrets from the past.
This is madness.
Cicero,
Enough, Lucia.
listen to me, Cicero.
Enough!
Remember, you came here of your own accord. Think what it would mean to try to stop me with the powers I have on my side. Powers you can scarcely even begin to understand. What it would mean for your friends.
You would not hurt them?
Not if I didn't need to. And you know them. You can keep them out of harm's way. Or you can drag them into the deep with you.
Where do we begin?
The first thing you must do is learn the histories of the land. The knowledge the Vedulas have on the Domesticate is but a fraction of the truth. This will teach you everything you need to know about the ancient people. Then you will truly understand. Until then, however, we must...
Cicero!
Ah, there we go.
We need to
Thankfully.
go.
What's going on?
The Portieri, they followed you. We tried to...
Do not let the traitor leave!
Defend me!
Watch your ground!
Let's talk about how powerful these things are. They seem to be going down pretty fast.
The creatures are too strong. Bring down the pillars. What? Are you deaf, Valencia?
Sir, we have men.
We cannot let the traitor live.
Sir Cicero is still there.
I don't care. Now do it.
Yes, sir.
I'm reminded of the sequence in, because we were ripping those things to shreds. I'm reminded of the sequence in the first Mass Effect where you defeat Saren and then the game's like, haha, Saren wins the fight. No, I just beat Saren. I just reduced all of his hit points to 0. That means I won. But no, you get a cutscene and, one of your guys has to die. That's a bit like that here. There's no reason. Why are we paused? Because there's still a fight going on up there, apparently. So we run around to it, I guess.
They're bringing the place down!
We need to get out of here!
That slam! Get up, everyone! What are you? I said get on! What are you doing? There's only one way out of this, and it is up.
You cannot lift us all up!
I can try.
It has been tried, Bosco, hundreds of times, and everyone who has tried has salted.
Thankfully, this is my first attempt.
Bosco!
I will not abandon you. Not this time.
What?
Now, be a dear and keep the falling rocks away from me.
Jump!
Bosco! Can you hear me? He's salting. He needs help.
The estiguary. Elena has some herbs that might help.
I'll get the coach.
Hang in there. How is he?
His body has stabilized.
And everything else?
He isn't awake yet. I had to give him a mixture of Redsworth and Avondale to stop the seizures.
How long?
The next few minutes. That combination is potent, but it doesn't last very long.
How did you know?
Elena heard you taking one of the horses. She told us, and we followed you to the Sunken Star. I wanted to go in after you, but Vasco said you needed space.
And the portiere?
We weren't the only ones who were chasing your tail. Not long after we arrived at the Sunken Star, we saw Portiere approach. That's when we decided to go in after you.
How did they know?
Vasco suspects that Avestus sent someone to follow you too. He probably suspected that you were hiding something. And you were.
I told you this investigation might bring us to darker places.
So?
I failed before. The War of Bearings, Lysandra, Razatov, all failures, all because I'm not good enough.
You think you're responsible for us?
I'm in charge of this investigation. Where I go, so do you.
Because I want to. And I'm sure I speak on behalf of at least 2 of the others when I say that. You say that you feel responsible for us. Then think about us. How do you think we feel when you run off with your secrets like that?
Calden, you don't know what we're going up against.
And still, I choose to stay. To follow you. Now you think about what that means.
Bosco.
Of course, they choose her as a pawn. Her conviction, the one thing that separated her from the rest of us, has proven to be her undoing. It's been twisted and corrupted now. It's been used by the lady. It frustrates me because I can see in her eyes her belief that what she's doing is right. And knowing her, that belief ranks among the most immovable things in the world. But I must try to shake it still. There must be some way I convince her that what she's doing is wrong. Some way I can make her see. I know not what the way into her heart and mind is, but I must try to find it for her sake. I'll be honest, never before I thought my friendship with Tristan caused me such grief. Would he acquired orders painful enough, but now they may have survived the ordeal. I'm sure I can say the same about our friendship. Well, yes. He did try to kill you. Just a thought. I mean, he didn't exactly sound excited about doing it, but he did it. Now, is there anything down here before we go look into the yellow thingy? Nope, we just have to look into the yellow thingy. I mean, to me, it seems like Cicero's big problem is his lack of moral conviction. You know, like, he didn't support his brother because he didn't, I guess, feel it was right, or he didn't feel sufficient moral conviction. He was willing to do a deal with Lucia then, even though, you know, sounds like a terrible idea. You know, like, yeah. Not finding him a terribly sympathetic protagonist, let's put it that way.
Bosco? Bosco, listen to me. Bosco! Can you hear me? If you understand me, nod. Good. Now calm down. Everything will be all right. What is it? I can't. You can't speak.
Why?
Bosco, stop.
Why? Cicero.
Bosco, please.
No! Why?
You salted.
Salt dead.
In the ruins. To get us out.
I remember. For you.
I know. I know.
Please. Go.
Has it occurred to Cicero to wonder why Vasco did it for him? Or is he just like that entitled? Lucia's right. I believe her. I believe that lady is dimenticare, that she's of the old world, that she knows more than we do. I cannot run from that any longer. My radar now does not revolve around the authenticity of Lucia's claim, but rather our response to it. How are we going to fight something that exists on a different plane altogether? Whatever it is, the fact that she has not destroyed us completely despite her powers must count for something. Dwelling on this isn't going to bring forth any answers, so we must keep looking forward. Okay, this is our only...
Inspectore.
So we're just going to ignore... Just going to ignore everybody and leave? Because that's worked so well in the past.
Where are you going?
What are you doing?
Cicero! What is...
My arm, please.
Will you please explain yourself?
Thank you.
Inspectore, what are you...
Quiet, please.
What is he doing?
Shaith. He's creating a fae.
What's he done?
Amadea, tell it we mean no harm.
My Dominica, isn't that...
Try.
Shaith there? Iguan? Tufisgar?
Sen Athawil, Tugok?
What's it saying?
The words that it's using are more archaic than what I've studied.
Come on, Amadea, you've got more than that.
Rish?
Sen Athawil, Tugok.
I don't... I don't know.
Try harder. Surely there must be something you can...
Why do you call?
You can understand it.
Ask it if it knows about the artifacts.
Vilavis Treror.
Ida satem.
There.
Vel. Vel.
What's it doing?
Lost.
Bosco, we need to find the artifacts.
Ikara Treror.
Treror. Is.
Does it know where they are?
Ishas.
Legdom dwill. Legdom ifas.
Let me go. Let me see.
It needs to get its bearings again.
We need its word that it will not abandon us.
It's a Fae, Inspectore. You can't trust it.
Yes, we can. Its word.
Havar Gershen. Tuartesh.
Dom will atir.
On its... On...
Honor.
Yes.
Let it go.
You're insane.
Let it go.
Tudwil.
Melroy. Will.
I hope it knows to keep the shadows.
It will be back to
Tomorrow.
Yes.
Vasco.
Good night.
He's broken.
But he's strong. He will piece himself together, somehow.
And he is also right. It's getting very late.
Too late for an explanation. I have many questions, Inspectore, but...
I'll answer them tomorrow.
Good. Then, I suppose we should call it a night.
Cal.
Something's happened?
What is that about?
I know better than to prize her.
No.
It's late. Vint, you can spend the night. You don't know why she wants to see you.
The head matron doesn't summon her people to the Hall of Songs unless it has to do with their legacies.
It's the journal, isn't it?
Ah!
Calm down, Cal.
How? I am this close to losing everything.
What are you talking about?
I don't...
Orlana has had one goal since Jaxus died. To find out how and why.
And this journal has the details.
And more. Jaxus wanted to tell the world about us. To use the Sail Heart as evidence that we do leave legacies behind. That we deserve our space on the Singing Tree. He was tired of hiding. Of living a lie, of being safe. He asked me if I would stand with him in this.
In fear, I told him that he spoke words of idiocy. That he was being selfish.
That night he drank until he could not see reason. I found his body in the back alleys of a tavern the morning after. Tavern owner said he hit the wrong fight.
I'm so sorry. When was this?
It's only been a year. But it feels so much longer.
And the journal?
I wrote in it every day for half a year. About the incident. About what I would have done different. About how much I miss him.
You could claim ignorance. Say that she wrote the entries to frame you.
It won't work.
Why?
Because it's a terrible
Jaxus
idea.
gave me this. It's an embellished Dementicate glyph for the sunset.
The sunset?
As a symbol of the meeting of two entities that were worlds apart, sun and sea, and how beautiful they were together. In the journal, I wrote about how he gave me this tattoo and what it means. The matron will see through the lie if I tell her the journal was fabricated. She will know. And I will lose everything. I will see you tomorrow.
The Fae has been created. I've sent it out to find us our next lead, and I'm certain it will return. It's been a while since I've penned in detail our exploits, but the weight of heavy heart is not confined to the breast. I must now make an attempt at recording all this past. Lucia is the herald, and she believes that a Fae called the Lady has the ability to leave the city in order to defend it against another cataclysm. I do not know enough about the cataclysms to be so quickly convinced, however. In fact, it seems more likely that it's a lie fed to her by a lady in order to frighten her into action. The powers of the Lady are impressive. They led Lucia to the heart, one of the Terror. I do not know how or when it came into her possession, but surely it was the lady that brought her to it. Though I know it plays a role in the creation of Masquerines, I do not know exactly what that role is. I was certain, however, that it hasn't much power on its own. If it did, Lucia would have demonstrated it. What better way to convince me of its capacity? The fact that she did not is enough for me to believe that her possession of the artifact hasn't created an insurmountable power gap. Though the lady is clearly powerful, I'm uncertain she's all that Lucia makes her out to be. Lady promised Lucia that she had a plan for me. Doubtless it was that I would see her logic and aid in her conquest, but the fact that I'm here chronicling this proves the lady is not all-knowing. She doesn't have the world bending to her will, and that should give us enough hope. Also, another bridge has been drawn that is sure to change the world as we see it. Previously, we'd established that Masquerine wants to menticate. We established that mints are an essential component of the Fae. Now we learn the mists of Umber are the remnants of the Masquerines that dissipate upon their wearer's death. Masquerine are of the same essence as Fae, the souls of the Dementicade. I've given the Fae instructions to find the rest of the Terror. It makes me uncomfortable that all we can do now is wait for its return, but we must not forget to rest while we can. Unfortunately, that prospect seems slim, what with Vince's arrival and the news she's brought. So somebody else got another mask. What's he using? No. Works power in the allies 50 reduction. Costs attack speed, taunts. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm playing on easy, so I don't think all the different Masquerines really matter that much.
He told me what happened with Jaxus.
That's good.
In just the span of over a year, he's lost two of the most important people in his life. Now his legacy is in jeopardy as well.
Pardon my language, sir, but damn it, he doesn't deserve this. He's already got enough on his plate with the world looking at people like him the way they do. It's not fair.
You shouldn't be drinking. It'll worry him.
What are you gonna do, sir?
What do you mean?
Stand up for him is what I need. You're not gonna let him go through that, are you?
Stand up for... Do you know what that means?
It means that you'll be there for him.
There's that lack of moral conviction
I'll
again.
be defying the Hall of Songs. This is the way people like him have been treated for ages.
So you believe that it's right, the way they treat him?
Of course not.
Then you'll stand up for him.
It's not that simple.
I don't see why not.
I'm just one man.
So what? Who cares if you're one man or 100? You believe in something, you fight for it. Simple. And you believe in Cal, don't you?
You don't know what you're saying.
I'm too young, so I don't matter, is that it?
No, Vin, please.
I hope you enjoyed your drink, sir.
As an inspectory, I'm all too familiar with thorough analysis and thoughtful consideration. Think and think and think again. It's what we're taught to do. Nothing's ever as simple as it seems. Always look beneath the surface, always second guess and doubt. Hope of advanced contemplation, you can understand how easily we forget that sometimes the best solution to the situation might be the most straightforward. The cloud of consideration can sometimes be the enemy of action. Think for too long, too hard, and you end up paralysed. Sometimes better just to do. I believe that this is one of the few lessons in life that need to be learnt, as it were. As children, all we do is act. Rarely do we ever stop to think. But instead, a lesson that needs to be protected against the overwhelming maelstrom of knowledge and thought that comes with age. Every once in a while, we need a reminder to pull our heads out of the clouds and simply act. And this time around, has come from a form of younger with more wisdom than I'd first anticipated. Maybe that means he's finally going to do, you know, the moral thing rather than the expedient one. So I think we'll probably... I'm sure there'll be a cutscene. Yep.
Herald, this will hurt.
Just get it over with. Is that the last of them?
Yes, Herald. Though, if I might say, the next time you want to heal yourself so rapidly, it would be wise to set the bones right first.
I was under dozens of feet of stone. That tends to complicate healing.
You're right, I apologize. It was quick thinking. Quite likely saved your life.
Dismissed.
For the lady.
You said he would listen.
And he did.
Then why is he not here with me?
It is part of the plan.
The Barati are all gone.
They did not fall into the grander scheme of things.
How could they not? You have told me what we need to do. Unite the city, repair the broken Medea. How does the Barati not accomplish that?
You would not understand.
Then help me to. Help me understand why you brought me to such power, only to strip me of it.
The next piece is in their hands, and they needed hope before they acted.
In their hands.
The gears are turning. The rivers are flowing. In time, you will see, my child. Until then, you must have faith.
Yes, my lady.
I think it wants me to go there. Alright, we'll do it. We'll play on a little bit further.
Odd time for reading.
I didn't want to wake the others. You?
Just, thinking. So, you did buy it in the end.
It's a good book. I'm reading about how our people in the Second Canticle still feared the Mascherines.
I suppose you would be interested in that, wouldn't you?
What do you mean?
It's testament to how knowledge can change the world. The moment you understand the power of something, how it works, what it can do, the way you use it, the way it shapes the world, changes.
And here I was thinking that you hated history.
Oh, I do. Just, not the lessons you could get from it.
Fair. Fair. What? Have I got something on my face?
No, it's just, the others were right. You are quite different.
If I might be honest.
I'd like nothing else.
When we realized that you weren't with us in the Golden Canvas, I was scared.
How thoughtful.
The last time I felt that way was when I woke up in the Whispering Streets. After what happened in the White Spire.
When you could have helped Invidious.
Yes. It's the fear of losing something that matters. And I dealt with it 5 years ago. By thinking that it would be better never to have anything to lose than risk losing it all.
Not completely wrong.
No, but Lysandra, for 5 years, I had the opportunity to be a part of something that was important to me. I denied myself of it, and now I know how much more painful that is. I don't want to do it again.
Still, though, you've changed pretty quickly.
Cicero, I don't think you know how much effort it takes to be mean.
You going to stay out?
I'd like to read a little more, yes.
All right. Good night, then.
You finished your thinking?
Now I have. Yes.
Good night, Cicero.
Well, hopefully that means you're finally going to, you know, do the right thing by your friend Cal. Process is complete to behold truly how drastically the woman has changed. She's proven herself a of strength I had not anticipated. She's recovered from the grief far more quickly than I would have guessed possible. But now the yoke of her history has slipped off her shoulders and her sights are set forward. She has stepped out of the fire, purged of the poison of her past, which in its wake has left her with a valuable lesson. Regret, despite its softer bark, will prove far beastlier burden than the pain of loss. So try. Recognise that fear is the pernicious seed of regret, and let it not stop you from trying, from doing. If only I had learnt that lesson all those years ago, I believe my life would have turned out rather differently. Well, hopefully that means you've learnt that lesson now. Boy, oh boy, it's overdue.
Calden?
Please, stay out of this.
What is this?
A solution.
What are you talking about? Oiled cloth. Calden, what are you doing?
I've thought about it. Zelia cannot know. I will not let her take the sail heart from me, or Raz's legacy. She cannot know the truth.
Calden, do not be foolish. Talk to me, please.
I'm sorry, Cicero.
Calden, stop! Calden!
Give it back to me.
Put down the flame.
I will do it with or without the Masquerine. How much of my arm will be left after is up to you.
Damn it, Calden, don't do this!
What else am I supposed to do? Allow them to take everything I have from me?
Burning your tattoo away is going to solve nothing.
It will invalidate the journal. I will mend my flesh, clean out Jax's room, and there will be nothing they can use against me.
You will lose everything you have of him, Calden!
I lose either way! At least this will protect the children and my brother's legacy. Razatov, Jax's. They both would have wanted this.
You know that's not true. This needs to stop, Calden. Don't let their deaths be in vain.
I'm sorry.
No!
Cicero, you damn fool.
Let me see it. Good. Good.
Tides take you. What were you thinking?
You don't deserve to do this to yourself. No one does.
What about the sail heart, the children? Razatov's chime? Let them take my song, I don't care. But my brother, he should not pay for my wrongs.
There is no wrong to even speak of. If they want to take the sail heart and your brother's legacy, let them try. Between you and me, I think we can take them on. Vince said a sticky little thing last night. But if you believe in something, you fight for it. You raised her well, Calden.
I didn't do it alone.
You won't have to let them know. We'll go to the Hall of Songs first, settle this issue with Zelia and Orlana, and then we'll come back.
Then it is your turn to tell us everything, yes?
It is. Now...
Leaving already?
Not this time, boys.
The two of you should be resting. The Fae hasn't come back yet.
And let Calden deal with this by himself.
What?
Please, Mariner. You were screaming last night. You really thought no one else would hear?
You know?
Surprise.
And Vasco?
Yes.
Vasco?
His metal is impressive.
Well, what's going on?
He woke me up before dawn, asked for my help.
To what?
To
speak.
And?
Not perfect. Mind muddled. Languages floating. But better.
Vasco, I'm...
No. Now is the mariner's time. To share... I support you.
Thank you.
Besides, your personal life is your own, as long as it doesn't get in the way of the investigation.
And since the investigation is waiting for the return of our supernatural friend...
I don't believe this.
This world, not always hopeless.
I guess not.
Come on. I think the coach has space for one more. The others can stay back in case our Fae returns.
Okay, that seems like a good... We got a whole bunch of talking to people to do, so this seems like a good place to break this video off. Hope you've enjoyed it, and catch you next time.